Greetings, YouTube. As I've mentioned many times here, I am in therapy, and one of the things I'm currently working on are my anxiety issues, and an outgrowth of that is coming to grips with my anger. Now, a lot of people don't see me as an angry person, because a lot of time I'm not, so that's kind of good, I guess. But there are times I am, and there are times I become enraged. And whenever I start to get angry, I am now trying to dissect that anger when it happens. So if the anger hits me, stop. What is it? Why is this happening? Can I bring it down? Can I get to calm? And I've had more success getting to calm, because calm is the place that we all want to be. Well, we all want to be positive and happy, but if we can't be positive and happy, at least calm is good. It beats depression and anxiety. And I'm discovering that there are still triggers, and cats, triggers in my life that will send me into that rage state like that. Hitting kids. And those that try to justify it to me. That'll do it. Neocon politicians and their efforts to destroy America in the pursuit of looting our nation as much of as possible and putting it into the coffers of the 1%. Oh, heck, looting the entire planet. Desperately trying to shore up the Ponzi scheme that is capitalism for as long as possible, so they can get as big a hunk as possible into the pockets and the coffers of their masters. That'll do it. Social conservatives that trying to prevent all people from experiencing equal rights, or actually stripping people of their equal rights and their access to birth control and reproductive choice, things like that. These are issues that'll still get to me. They'll still make me clench my teeth and ball my fists, and I don't want them to. And last night at work, I had a phrase kick in my head. It's going to be the title of this video. I want to be engaged. I do not want to be entangled. And that's the problem. Because when that rage switch is flipped in my head, I am entangled in the item. And when you're entangled in something, you're not in your clear mind. You're not dealing with things in the best possible manner to achieve a functioning end goal. You know the old myth about quicksand. You fall in the quicksand, oh, you're doomed. No, you're not doomed. You can swim out of it. But you can panic. And you can die. But if you don't panic, if you keep your head in place, if you accept it for what it is, you can get out of it. And you have a story to tell someday. Well, I'm trying to engage with people here on the internet, and I'm trying not to get entangled in some of these issues that I've mentioned just now. And I realize that sometimes that means I can't comment, because if I am honest in my comment, I know that the responses will be things that are very likely to flip that rage switch in my head. And I have to sometimes very carefully word my remarks, my replies, and I lost track of how many times I've written an entire paragraph then erased the entire thing and started over again. Because it was written in anger. And I can't be there. I can't do that. And there are times when I've removed entire comments that I started. I'm very careful when it comes to making comments. I tend to make my own comment, so that if I have to, I can remove the entire comment tree and make it disappear. Because if I make a reply to someone else's comment, I can't make that all disappear. I may have control over my comments, but not the replies, and I am stuck in that script. I cannot get YouTube to not get me out of those scripts. So I will get constant updates. about people talking about the issue that I am now trying to distance myself from. So if I make the comment and I decide that I just don't want to be in this any longer, I can then nuke my entire comment and the entire tree of comments goes away. I did that the other day when someone declared that they were willing to use violence to get their way. And I took that as a credible threat. So I just made the entire tree go away. My comment, my original comment, and all the things under it, there must have been 50 or 60 of them, just disappeared. Because that person presented a credible threat to me. Now, there are going to be those out there saying, well, you're editing yourself, and I am. Many of those are going to say, well, you're letting other people control the conversation. There are times that I am. But in reality, what I'm doing is trying to protect myself. Not just from these other people. I encounter trolls and death threats and threats of rape and violence all the time. Now, I'm trying to protect myself from flipping that rage switch. From being in a negative space where I don't want to be. And if that means I can't make certain types of comments, or I can't be involved in certain types of conversations, that's just the way it is. That I have to pick and choose my battles. There are things I'm not willing to back away from, and there are things that I realize that I can back away from without losing my personal integrity, without losing my viewpoint, without losing who I am and what I believe in, while also taking care of myself. That I have to find that balance, and I'm still in that process. That I don't have to fight every single fight. That some fights are worth it, some fights aren't. And how I go about them in a state of calmness is going to be far more productive and proactive than if I find myself letting that switch get flipped in my head and suddenly I'm just frothing at the mouth. Actually, I've never actually frothed at the mouth, but I have clenched my jaws and I have typed hard enough that I was afraid that I might break my keyboard. I don't want to be in that state anymore. I don't want my emotions taking over my thinking. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. There's nothing wrong with feeling strong thoughts and strong emotional states. There's nothing wrong with that. And there are very often times when the only appropriate response is anger. When someone wants to take the civil liberties away from my brothers and sisters in the world, that's time to get angry. When they want to take away my civil liberties, that's time to get angry. But I can engage, and I do not have to become entangled. And that's a lesson I'm still learning, a lesson that I am still framing in my own mind. So, I've rambled on enough here. That's where I am at the moment. I haven't even had a chance to talk with my therapist about this. I don't see him till tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, the time of this filming, I'm filming this on Wednesday. I want to know, what do you folks do to prevent yourself from being stuck in that spot and losing yourself in that moment and not being able to be the calm person that you want to be? Because, you know, I think I could use a little advice, and that advice may help others as well in the comment section. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how we, as members of the YouTube community and the internet at large, can learn how to engage and not be entangled.